Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome back to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And today we have a seriously funny episode of Talk Law Radio about the legal allegations against Donald Trump. We'll be talking about comedy, the law, and a comedic parody response to the charges against Donald Trump by a hilarious impersonator of Donald Trump, Michael Falato, aka MJ Trump. 7 years, 6 wigs, 500 plus performances make MJ Trump the hottest Donald Trump impersonator today.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you. Absolutely fantastic to be here. It's every gig is just beats the gig before it. They get louder and louder. I get the USA chants going, Second Amendment chants going, the name of guest of honor chants going. Like if we were at a party for you, Todd, we'd be doing USA chants 3 times because I want them to. I tell them all when I ask for USA 3 times and then cut so that Donald can keep pontificating. But then we would do a Happy Birthday Todd chant 3 times. We'd get everybody going. Sometimes it's 5 people. Sometimes it's 30 people. Sometimes it's 300 people. Happy birthday, Todd. Happy birthday, Todd. Happy birthday, Todd. Every now and then, I get the guy's name wrong.
Just like you, Trump. Okay, so if you want to call in and give us your opinion about whether the indictment against Donald Trump is politically motivated or whether this is something he should put in jail for, give us a call at 210-308-8867 or toll free 866-308-8867. So tell us a little bit more about some of the things that you've been in the news about today.
See, what are we in the news about?
You were indicted, and then most recently there's a lady alleging that you defamed her.
Oh, that's totally bogus. When you have a lot of money, you're going to have a lot of accusers. It's all there is to it. That's why I have a lot of lawyers, right? And Todd, I'm so glad we're here today because, I need a referral. I need a new tax attorney because, all my tax attorneys, they're in jail, right? So I was hoping I could get a new referral from you.
Yeah. Well, if they end up putting you away, then that'll give you a chance to see them.
Oh, as a matter of fact, when I was in jail last week when they arraigned me, well, first off, I went up there and they ordained me first. Arraigned. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. But in fact, they kind of ordained me as the candidate. It backfired totally on them. They wanted to get something on Trump, see what sticks. It's not going to stick. It's 17 years old charge, and I never paid anybody. Michael Cohen did it all without me. The lawyer protected me. Every now and then you got to protect somebody. I didn't even know they were paying anyone off.
Of course. Yeah, it's a big hoax. Okay, we have a caller. Nathan, you're live on the radio. Tell us how you feel about the Donald Trump indictment.
Well, thank you for taking my call, Todd. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Certainly appreciate the time. And MJ, I agree with your sentiment. You picked the right political person to impersonate. Donald Trump is certainly the most polarizing figure in our political landscape. A lot of that is obviously his own doing, but he has a target. I think what we miss in society today is a lot of nuance. There's extremes on both sides. There's a lot of people that think Trump is completely innocent, and certainly a lot of people on the other side that think he's totally guilty. And I think it's somewhere in the middle. There's plenty of evidence I think out there that he's committed crimes, but at the same time, the people that are targeting him have a political agenda to achieve. And so I think about the indictments today as a cop sitting on the side of the road. Which car is he going to pull over? The one going 3 miles an hour or the one over the speed limit, or the one going 60 miles an hour over the speed limit? Trump was probably somewhere in the middle there, but he found the cop that was willing to push and provide the indictments. And we'll see how it all turns out, but it certainly is a polarizing time. And be interested to see, what the ramifications are. I'll hang up and listen. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you for the call, Nathan. Thank you for telling us how you feel. So you are a polarizing figure.
Absolutely, absolutely, and thank you for your call, Nathan. The whole thing is just totally bogus. It's all politically motivated and everything. And also I wanted to let you know, Todd, I am the orangest president since Abraham Lincoln. Are they coming after me for that? No. Cheetos. I'm so orange. Cheetos wants to use me as the 2024 poster boy. I think I'm going to go with it. Definitely.
Okay, so you do this impersonation in person and via Zoom. How does that work via Zoom?
Oh, Zooms are great. I love Zooms. I'm doing either 1 or 2 Zooms a week lately. 1 or 2 live sometimes. Sometimes I'll be 2 in one night, and then I won't work for a week. Then I'll do 3, and it's a feast or famine world out there. But lately, since Trump's in the news, I've been getting a lot of requests, and I do personal appearances, meet and greets, photo opportunities. Do a lot of commercials. Also, people call me from all over the world doing commercials. I did commercials in South Africa, some commercials in Canada, as Trump and as Biden also. So I'm just having a ton of fun with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound like fun. So when you're on Zoom, is that a big group of people usually that join the Zoom call?
So it's been a little bit of both. I mean, during COVID, Zoom really, before COVID, I was doing live and videos. A lot of people would hire me for a birthday video or an anniversary video, or a couple of people hired me for invitation videos to their Christmas party where they gave me a list of everybody there and 1 or 2 things about everybody, and I could make a joke or 2 about each one during the invitation. COVID came in and killed all the corporate gigs and the live performances. But one night I was on the Hollywood Bowl comedy on Wednesday night, and on Thursday night, the very next night, I was at the Armory in New York City, and each of those had 50 to 100 people in their Zoom rooms. 4 or 5 different screens.
Wow.
And comedian Joe Wong saw me on the Hollywood Bowl, called me the next day. Next thing I know, I'm working with comedian Joe Wong, he's a big comedian. He's like, hey, I want Trump to Zoom bomb me. So we did a Trump Zoom bombs Kim Jong-un.
Oh yeah.
A video on his channel. We get 65,000 hits.
Wow.
He's real big in China.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, that never would have happened if it wasn't for COVID and Zoom. So now I do Zoom shows, do a lot of Zoom shout outs. They're cheaper than a live performance, more affordable for people. Some people tell me their budget and they wanted me live, and I go, oh, well, that's a Zoom show. But I love Zoom because, like, Election Day was probably one of my best days, of course. I Zoomed with Michael Collier, who's a real famous older comedian, at 9 in the morning. I drove to Dallas. I hit a Dallas sports bar for 15, 20 minutes. Then I drove up to Oklahoma. I had a 9 and an 11 o'clock performance up there, but I did 2 Zooms, 8 and 8:30 from the hotel room.
Wow.
Just people that are having a little party. Usually Zooms, you're going to a birthday party with 10 to 20 people. A couple times they've had 30 or so. A lot of times it's just the husband and the wife. Like one time I did a Zoom. She was not a Trump supporter. She was a Karen. And he was a Trump supporter, but they had me set up for 5 to 10 minutes in between when they ordered their food and when the food got there. He said, "Those you have those little, whatever it is, 5 to 8 minutes or however long that is." And the first thing she wanted to do was hang up.
Wow.
But I won her over, and I win people over all the time, the people that don't like Trump, because they had told me she was a Eagles fan. So I said, don't hang up, don't hang up. I know you're an Eagles fan. Donovan McNabb's mom and me are good friends, and that won her over. She just started smiling right away. We had Campbell soup together. We did a commercial. Just won her over.
Yeah.
One time at Dallas, I was doing a personal appearance. They hired me to hang out at the booth at a Dallas Cowboy tailgate party.
Yeah.
Everybody loved Trump up there. Trump. And then there was this one group of fellas that were Philadelphia Eagles. These were big boys, too. And the first thing was, oh, no, And I won them over so quick. I said, I mean, this was before 2020, so it was. Hold on, guys. 2020, Mike Pence out, Kanye West in. And I won those big boys over right away. They were like, oh, you all right? Come over here, get a picture. Yeah. So I turned booze into USA chants.
That's awesome.
I've heard it over and over again at parties. So we hate Trump, but we love MJ Trump. So both sides enjoy the comedy.
Yeah, so I wanted to let the audience know something about the indictment against Trump. And it's based on a New York law, New York Penal Code Section 175.10. It states, a person is guilty of falsifying business records in the first degree when he commits the crime of falsifying business records in the second degree, and when his intent to defraud includes an intent to commit another crime. So then I had to find out, what is this other crime?
Well, that whole thing's a big, long wordsmith, the jumble jiggy puzzle there. I tell you what, I'm innocent. I did nothing. Michael Cohen did it. Michael Cohen covered it up. I was trying to wonder about how I could get my $130,000 back, though. At the time, Mike Papadopoulos was one of my advisors. He advised me to write my own tell-all book, and you guys know, it's only 10 chapters because y'all know.
Chapter 11.
Yeah, Donald's never been past Chapter 11.
Okay, so the other crime that is thought that it's based on would be maybe an election law, because the Manhattan DA is saying that the money that was paid to the lady to keep her quiet was actually meant to further the purpose of the campaign.
Absolutely false. Absolutely false. Again, I knew nothing about it. Cohen did it, and it was done, and that's all there is to it. It's 17 years ago. They're just bringing stuff up. They're just bringing mud up to throw mud at me. They just want to drag me through the whole thing. They got 3 or 4 other charges out there. There's a long list of charges that they're just going to bring all of them up in between now and the election, trying to just tarnish me just that little bit. All they need to do is get rid of that just that little bit, because after all, next election, 2024, they're not going to have all the dead people voting Democrat,
Yeah. So if you have feelings about whether this is politically motivated or whether it should be even allowed during this period so close to the election, or whether you think President Trump should be in jail, give us a call and talk to us at 210-308-8867 or toll free 866-308-8867. Our next segment is going to be about sinners and saints, and you can guess who the star of that segment's going to be, and we'll talk about that then. But coming up next week, I'm going to be talking about Proposition A here in San Antonio and what that means, and whether the listeners like that or hate it, and talk about what it would really be like if that passed. So we're talking with MJ Trump, Donald Trump impersonator here today, and he's brought with us some classified documents. And so tell us, Mr. Trump, what should we do with classified documents?
Well, we want to keep them under lock and key. We definitely don't want to leave them in our garage where our Hunter Biden son can look at them. All my classified documents were under lock and key, and it was something else they took besides my classified documents. They took my Boom Boom Pow golf club, the one I hit the hole-in-one with, Todd. I need that back. Can you help me get that back?
We can sure try. We're going to take a break. Stay tuned.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Each week, attorney Todd Marquardt talks about the law. His mission with the Talk Law radio show and podcast is to help you discover your legal issue blind spots. In the beginning, God had one law. Don't eat from the fruit of that tree. Then came the 10 Commandments. Now we have federal, state, and municipal lawmakers that won't stop creating new laws. Laws that might impact you without you knowing it. Listen to the show and drop a line on Facebook or email host@talklawradio.com and let the host know what you think of the show, the topics you want to hear, and whether you want to be a guest.